orogeny, that metamorphosis of rock, that roiling magma becoming rock, turning rock into earth, turning earth. Oxidation, that rust we rely on, turning air into breath. Climate, a word so vast it should never have been spoken by a single animal, but we rose up like little gods with our phallus at the ready, our technological cock ejaculating ever more fatal progressions, riding into service ever more diverse bodies, forces, entities of the world, till all was caught up in our death cult beat.
From the mid-16th century until the early decades of the 20th, Faversham and its environs were part of the industrial archipelago that produced most of the explosives used by the British military. Alder and willow grew in profusion in the surrounding marshland and made premium charcoal. In 1680, a gunpowder works was built by Huguenot asylum seekers at Orr. Raw materials and the finished gunpowder were transported to and from the works by way of Orr and Faversham creeks and the Swale estuary. Incorporating mills combined sulphur, charcoal and saltpeter under pressure. The resulting gunpowder was pressed between copper plates to remove air and improve the cake's explosive power. The cake was then corned, broken into different sizes and graded. A system of leats or wetland channels powered the machinery and transported the gunpowder around the site in punts.
There was a few days, a few weeks during lockdown, when the sounds of the world stretched out. When walking through the woods, I realized that I could hear not just the birds singing on this side of the wood, but the birds singing on the far side of the wood, by the motorway. It was somewhat hallucinogenic, this expanded sense of space. I felt like I was being woven into a pattern which was deeper and wider than I'd previously understood.
To unthink mastery requires a radically different understanding of what it could mean to be human, or a thinking of the human that would not be human at all. Every being brings its own song, its unique pitch, melody, rhythm, a song that has been sung for millennia, shifting over millennia, adding trills, finding harmonies, sounding echoes, joining choirs. The choir was never angels. The choir was beetles, bees, birds, foxes, bison, wildcats, beavers, vines, spiders wrapping flies in silk, trees, flowers breaking petal, grasses in the breeze, ants sucking on aphids. That facilitate our ongoing genuflection to the banishment of night, our altars to lightness, to whiteness, to power at the touch of a button. We white out the night, obscuring the blackness and the stars between, turning night into an eternal, profitable anytime.
This 2000 megawatt bidirectional high voltage direct current link operates under the English Channel between the continental European and British electricity grids. The HVDC link is 72 kilometers long. The undersea section consists of 8 46-kilometer long, 270 kilovolt submarine cables, arranged as 2 fully independent 1000 megawatt bipoles, each operated at DC voltages of 270 kilovolts.
In the cool earth, in the warm, cool earth, in the darkness that is yesterday and tomorrow, and before that, the dark rumble of history, and before that, the time before us.
The shining ram's horn snail, Segmentina nitida, is an aquatic gastropod mollusk in the family Planorbidae. It favours shallow ditches choked with a rich and diverse flora. The shell of this species is sinistral in its coiling, an almost plan spiral in shape. The spine is deeply sunken. The surface of the shell is glossy, a highly polished red-brown colour. The shell's inside surface has occasional thickened radial enamel ridges, which characteristically show through like the spokes in a wheel. See how the snail shines. The alarming decline of this shining snail is linked to deteriorating water quality resulting from agricultural pollution and mechanized ditch clearance. To thrive, it needs fresh water, uncontaminated by granular urea, muriate of potash, diammonium phosphate, ammonium nitrate, calcium sulfate.
Industrial agriculture is 90% about killing, about lethal control. That's what monoculture means. One thing left alive. What kind of a world is that?
Till the fields are empty of shadows, all the plants are levelled out. The places of power within ourselves are dark because they are ancient and hidden. Do you remember how we used to listen into the vast arena of the night? How in the darkness we learned who we were.
Thanet Earth is the largest greenhouse complex in the UK, covering 220 acres of land. It produces approximately 400 million tomatoes, 24 million peppers, and 30 million cucumbers a year. That's roughly 12, 11 and 8% respectively of Britain's annual production. Tomatoes are harvested every day of the week, 52 weeks a year. All the tomato glasshouses at Thanet Earth are equipped with grow lights to mimic the light intensity of a spring day. That is, 40,000 lights at 1,000 watts each, which are switched on at night and turned off around dusk or when the natural light intensity is high enough. Growing in soil is a thing of the past for Thanet Earth. Instead, fibre blocks are fed with consistent levels of water and nutrients. This closed-loop hydroponic system uses rainwater that runs off the greenhouse roofs into vast reservoirs. Dungeness B is an advanced gas-cooled nuclear reactor power station. 2 reactors are housed in a single building. Together, they have a designed thermal power output of 1500 megawatt thermal, driving a 660 megawatt electrical turbine alternator set. They use graphite as their neutron moderator and carbon dioxide as coolant. Dungeness B was ordered in 1965, with a target completion date of 1970. After problems with nearly every aspect of the reactor design, it finally began generating electricity 13 years later, in 1983. In 2018, inspections showed that seismic restraints, pipework and storage vessels were corroded to an unacceptable condition. Remedial measures included the upgrading of more than 300 metres of pipeline and of carbon dioxide storage vessels, bringing the power station back into service in the autumn of 2019.
Sometimes the night is the shape of an ear, but it's not an ear we know the shape of.
The brown-banded carder bee, Bombus humilis, is the rarest of the all-ginger British carder bumblebees and is now limited to coastal and chalkland areas of southern England. This is the edge of their latitudinal range, which makes the bees especially sensitive to habitat change and loss. The nominal brown abdominal band is too variable in appearance to be a reliable feature of species identification. The moss carder bee often shows a yellowish band, and the common carder a darker band, while the brown band of the brown-banded bee is often not easily visible. Males can be separated by their genital capsules.
The young Utambia Yun or shimmering is the fecund interaction of things, their complex coming together. As species diminish, as climates change, we stumble out of step with the dance of one another, and our iridescent meetings shudder to a halt.